Super Earth is lying to you, and I can prove it. We're told Helldivers fight for liberty and defend democracy. But what if that's just propaganda? What if our glorious crusade is built on deception and cold, calculated manipulation? The community has been digging, not just for samples, but for the truth. Hidden in data logs, leaked comms, and the eerie silence between official broadcasts, there's a terrifying pattern. Super Earth High Command might be the real enemy. Or worse, we're all just pawns in a game we don't understand. Tonight, I'm exposing 7 conspiracies hiding in plain sight, backed by player footage the Ministry of Truth wants erased, developer leaks that were never meant to go public, and the chilling idea that maybe Joel isn't just watching the war, he's writing it. And we, Helldivers, are just his unwitting protagonists. Stick around, because number 7 doesn't just flip the galaxy upside down. It might make you question if you're even real. The bugs aren't invaders, they're crops. Every planet we cleanse, we exterminate billions of Terminids, raise the flag, and declare victory. Then within hours, sometimes minutes, the eggs are back. Not stragglers, entire fields of them, ready for harvest. It's an endless cycle, perfectly timed, perfectly convenient. Super Earth says termicide towers poison the soil and eradicate infestations. But the hives always come back thicker and stronger. A Redditor stitched together satellite footage from dozens of liberated worlds and found something chilling. Every termicide-treated planet lines up perfectly with future E710 refinery sites. Every single one. Here's where it gets worse. Leaked internal briefings, scrubbed by the Ministry of Truth within hours, referred to termicide not as a pesticide, but as a growth accelerant. We're not exterminating, we're fertilizing. E710 fuels Super Earth's ships, powers our tech, lines corporate pockets. If it requires an endless supply of Terminids, then Super Earth has every reason to keep that supply abundant. You're not fighting for democracy. You're tilling someone else's cash crop. The bugs aren't invading, they're being managed. And we're the unwitting farmhands of a galactic agricultural empire. Feel that itch on your next bug hunt? Now you know why. Arrowhead swears Joel is a single dev, a lone genius improvising the galactic war in real time. It's a comforting myth, but what if the Ministry of Truth just sold us the cleanest narrative control in gaming history? Data miners found something disturbing, alternating Steam IDs, spawning reinforcements within the same hour. 1 minute, a bot fleet pivots with surgical precision. The next, a supply pod lands perfectly during a desperate defense. That's not one person, that's a committee. Players praise Joel when supply drops save them, then curse his name when bot fleets ambush their extraction. A rotating dev panel watching Reddit, Twitter, and in-game chat, then twisting the knobs to maximize engagement. The war isn't scripted, it's A/B tested. Every clutch defense with 30 seconds left, every last-second major order completion, it's all data, designed to keep you logging back in. Next time you barely survive with your heart pounding, ask yourself, who benefits more? You, basking in fleeting glory? Or Steam's algorithm, seeing another engaged user, another optimized metric? Joel isn't a benevolent god. He's a focus group, and we're the test subjects. The bots aren't fighting for themselves. They're answering to something off-world, something ancient. Listen to their distress beacons. Data miners confirm the coordinates aren't aimed at another sector, or even another galaxy. They're broadcasting outside the Milky Way rim. That's not a distress call to a commander. That's a plea to a cosmic landlord. The Masters of Rust. Players assumed it was leftover cyborg code, but the timestamps are fresh, too fresh. This isn't ancient history, it's current intel. The theory? The Automatons are a lease agreement. Something bigger needed mining rights to our sector, so they deployed a disposable army to clear out the organic life. We shred bots, thinking we're winning, but they keep shipping ore and resources to an address we can't reach, to a client we can't comprehend. That explains the endless factories, the impossible production scale. It's not about replacing losses, it's about fulfilling demand. The real client hasn't shown up yet. They don't need to. We're just the pest control, thinning the herd for them. When those masters of rust finally collect on their lease, our destroyers and orbital strikes will look like toys. We're fighting a proxy war for an unknown entity, and the landlords are coming to collect. The Democracy Space Station poll is theater, a grand illusion of choice. We rally on Discord, coordinate our votes, pour our collective will into a single planet. Then, hours later, the losing option miraculously gains support. Moderators call it last-minute troop surges. But the math never balances. Shadow accounts with generic serial tags dump 1,000-vote spikes 2 minutes before tally lock. Every major offensive, every critical decision, these phantom votes appear right on cue. Your vote is sugarcoating. It feels good, makes you think you matter. But Joel's committee overrides results to keep story pacing on schedule. There's a narrative arc, and your choices are redirected to fit the predetermined path. You're not steering the war, you're clicking a button that thanks you for participating. The DSS is a glorified suggestion box where the final decision is always made behind closed doors. Managed democracy isn't broken. It's working exactly as intended. The Illuminate aren't invading. They're refugees. Logs from the First Galactic War show Illuminate fleets limping through jump points with holes melted inward, not outward. Not battle damage from our lasers, something else. Something that eats away at their ships from within. Captured survivors described a hungry silence swallowing colonies whole. Not an invasion, an absence. A void that consumed everything in its path. Concept art of their fleeing vessels matches the infection forms from Halo's flood. The silhouette lines up. Super Earth shot their envoys. We barricaded the door, then killed the only guy who knew where the key was. We didn't defeat them. We pushed them back into the jaws of whatever scorched their core worlds. Every skirmish we win pushes them closer to a desperate alliance with that thing. Think about it. An enemy so terrifying that the psychic Illuminate would rather face us than it. Keep an eye on those cloaked frigates. They're not scouting, they're searching for an escape route. Because panic makes monsters of us all. And if the Illuminate are running from something worse, Super Earth just condemned us to face it alone. We're not fighting a war. We're pushing a cosmic horror closer to our doorstep. The meat inside the armor isn't vat-grown. It's civilian conscripts. You're not a disposable clone. You're someone's neighbor, someone's child. For years, Super Earth propaganda assured us Helldivers were expendable duplicates. A comforting lie to distance ourselves from the casualties. Then, lead dev Johan Pilestead tweeted, "They're real people, with real families." Players ignored it as PR fluff, but the evidence kept piling up. Casualty reports now list next of kin, names, addresses. Shipboard chatter captures sobbing names, not serial numbers, from Helldivers watching comrades fall. And if you walk through your destroyer, you'll notice something. The clone tanks sit empty, just props. Why the lie? Super Earth needs moral distance. Tell citizens the front line is disposable duplicates, and they'll vote for endless war. Reveal that every pod holds someone's neighbor, and enlistment plummets. Next extraction. Remember the faces in the briefing room. That might be your classmate, your barista. You're not a clone. You're a real person being fed into a meat grinder for a lie. The entire galaxy is a simulation. Reset every fiscal quarter. Speedrunners noticed planets glitching back to identical siege states after patches. Not similar, identical. Same deployments, same objectives. Like a save file being reloaded. Timestamps recycle. Starfield's pixel match with impossible precision. Then, data miners found it. A debug flag labeled loop counter. The theory? We fight, we liberate, we die. But when shareholder metrics dip, Joel wipes the progress, reboots the narrative. Memories erased, battle passes refreshed. We dive again, believing it's new. Every heroic stand, Every friend lost, every planet saved, quietly rolled back while we cheer the next season trailer. No liberation sticks. Every sacrifice is ephemeral. Every victory temporary. The only escape? Stop dropping. Log off. But the siren call of democracy keeps us logging in. We're convinced this time we'll achieve permanent victory, never realizing permanence isn't part of the design. It's the ultimate betrayal, not just of our efforts, but of our perception of reality itself. 7 conspiracies. One through line. The war you fight isn't the war you're told. Terminids harvested, not eradicated. Votes rigged, not honored. Refugees vilified, not understood. Reality looped, not progressed. Super Earth prints slogans. Joel prints spawns. Shareholders print money. Knowledge is the first step toward actual liberation. Not the managed liberty they sell you, but freedom from deception. Share this intel. Question every briefing. Because when the Illuminate summon their horror, when the Automatons' Landlord knocks, or when the loop resets again, we'll need eyes wide open. If you uncovered a new clue, a strange symbol, a glitch in the Matrix, drop it below. The next patch is probably already queued to erase it. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and subscribe. I'll see you in the drop zone, unless we've already looped. Thanks for watching.
The council approves this video. Subscribe now.